the most mysterious ancient verse of the origin of the universe. In this second chapter, one will show you and review the most mysterious ancient verse about God and the origin of the universe, but also the most sublime. Have you ever wondered about the mysteries of the origin of the universe? Deep in ancient books like the Rig Veda, texts whose composition dates back to between 1700 and 1110 BC, in the early Vedic period and in the Punjab region, located exactly in the Indian subcontinent, we find a hymn that explores the mysteries of creation. This hymn, known as the Hymn of Creation, invites you to immerse yourself in the primordial cosmos, where darkness and light intertwine their paths and desire itself begins existence. The following is the most mysterious verse, but at the same time the most sublime of the hymns of the Rig Veda. Pay close attention. There was neither non-existence nor existence then. No atmosphere, no sky beyond. What was he hiding? Where? Protected by who? Was there deep, unfathomable water? There was no death or immortality. Neither night nor day were distinguishable. The one breathed alone, without breath. He did it by his own power. Beyond that, nothing existed. In the beginning, darkness hid darkness. Everything was an undifferentiated ocean. Wrapped in the void, a being manifested, emerging through the power of heat. Desire descended upon him in the beginning, being the first seed of thought. The Kavis, with discernment, found the link between existence and non-existence. The rope extended. Was there a down? Was there an upstairs? Were there procreators? Were there powers? Energy is down, momentum is up. Who can really know this? Who can proclaim here the origin of this creation? The gods existed later. So who knows where it came from? Where did this creation come from? Maybe it was created, or maybe it wasn't. Only the one who watches over it from above knows it. Or maybe he doesn't know. The 129th hymn of the Rig Veda, also called the Hymn of Creation, presents us with an enigmatic panorama of the primordial moments before the emergence of the known universe. Through philosophical questions and metaphysical reflections, the nature of existence and the origin of everything we know is questioned. This analysis leads us to a deep reflection on the enigma of the beginning and the uncertainty that surrounds the mysteries of the universe. In the creation hymn of the Rig Veda, reference is made to the concept of the One as a primordial entity that existed in the times before the manifestation of the universe. This entity is described as the source of all creation, an indivisible and primordial being that lies beyond the duality of existence and non-existence. In the context of the hymn, the One represents the absolute singularity that precedes all manifestation and from which the universe emerges in its entirety. It is conceived as a transcendental force that gives rise to everything that exists, from the most basic elements to the complexities of life and consciousness. The reference to One in the hymn invites deep reflection on the nature of being and the ultimate origin of all things. In the context of yoga, the concept of the One can be understood in different ways according to different philosophical schools and spiritual traditions. Here are some interpretations related to yoga. In the Advaita Vedanta philosophy, founded by the sage Adi Shankaracharya, the One refers to the single, indivisible reality called Brahman. According to this view, all dual appearances in the phenomenal world are illusory, i.e., Maya, and only Brahman is real. The practice of yoga in Advaita Vedanta focuses on the realization of the essential unity between the individual, that is, soul or Atman, and Brahman, that is, supreme universal principle, through self-realization through Atmajnana and the practice of meditation, that is, Dhyana Yoga. The Advaita Vedanta doctrine promotes the existence of a being united to the totality of existing beings, to such an extent that one cannot speak of a relationship between different beings, but rather of total unity with everything. It is the union between the subject who perceives and what is perceived. 2. Kundalini Yoga philosophy. In Kundalini Yoga, a form of yoga that focuses on awakening and raising Kundalini energy through specific practices, The One can be interpreted as the supreme cosmic consciousness that lies in the Sahasrara chakra at the top of the head. This subtle energy is considered the connection with the divine and with the entirety of the universe, and the practice of Kundalini Yoga aims to awaken this energy and experience oneness with the cosmos. Jnana Yoga is the path of knowledge and wisdom. In this practice, the One is understood as the supreme reality that transcends all dualities and differences. Through the study of sacred texts, deep reflection and discrimination between the real and the unreal, the Jnana Yoga practitioner seeks to understand the ultimate nature of the One and achieve liberation, i.e. moksha. Philosophy of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion and divine love. In this tradition, the One is experienced as the supreme divinity to whom unconditional love and devotion are offered. Practitioners of Bhakti Yoga surrender completely to the One through worship, chanting of mantras, meditation on the form of the deity, and selfless service. The concept of the One in yoga encompasses a deep understanding of the fundamental unity of all existence, whether through direct knowledge, devotion, the practice of subtle energies, or the realization of the individual's ultimate identity with the supreme reality. Returning to the analysis of the Rig Veda verse, the word rope and kavis are mentioned, where it presents us with an interpretative challenge by trying to describe the possible transition from non-existence to existence in an ambiguous and mysterious way. The term kavi encompasses various meanings, starting from meanings such as sages, thinkers, poets, and even prophets. The kavis is the name that is also attributed to the writers of the Rig Veda, and they probably used the word rope as a metaphor, in order to philosophically and imaginatively delimit the non-existent, that is, nothingness, from what is real, that is, God or the One. Just as a rope is placed to delimit the land where a house is going to be built, so it is likely that they wanted to explain that part of the verse with an example that invites us to imagine what they wanted to explain from a guide, that is, the rope. At the end of this mysterious verse, the appearance of male and female powers is mentioned, suggesting that sexual principles trigger the evolution of the universe. Uncertainty persists in the rest of the hymn, where the possibility is raised that creation has never taken place, and rather that it has always existed. It is mentioned that the gods emerged later, implying that the latter, assuming they existed, also have no certainty about creation, leaving the question about the origin of the universe an unsolved mystery. By exploring these mysterious verses, we have delved into a reflection on the mystique of God as the primal entity and our place in the universe. Although many answers may elude you, the search for knowledge and truth connects you with the very essence of life. Always remember your spiritual connection and the beauty of the search for truth. I invite you to join the next chapter of the yogi's spiritual and philosophical journey. You will discover, according to the Vedas, the mysterious way in which the Supreme Person manifests and sustains the universe in which we live through the mysticism of yoga. Thank you for joining us on this journey. See you soon, and may peace and wisdom come your way. Namaste.